We live. Sound check. Are we live? Yes, we are live. Leverett, Master Tutu Beast. Hi. How is everybody? Lemonhead, Jasmine Espinosa, Cowboy Bro, Marcia Pyatt, Aiden Murray, Ty Davis 207. I think I saw Dexter in there somewhere. How is everybody? Yes, I titled this Not Interested in Giving Up This Very Lonely Fight. Last night, or actually really early this morning, I posted a video that was basically all it was a conversation between myself and Ken Paxton's then campaign manager, Michelle Smith. I didn't bother, as I'm kind of known for, editing anything out. It is what it is. I've read a bunch of your comments, and most of them were either this is like way over my head and I just saw the Parker video and that's all I really care about, which is fine. I understand that this isn't for everybody, and that's part of the reason, hence the title of this video is I get it. Most people that find me, they watch my YouTube videos. Most of them like when I'm holding my camera up and putting them in faces of people that are fucking with my kids. And the thing is, my kids are grown now. But my battle still goes on. There's no threat of my kids being taken away from me. That's 100% gone. It can't, it's impossible to happen. But the remnants of what I've gone through my entire divorce life since 2007 marches on, and partially thanks to the deadbeat Attorney General Ken Paxton. Some of the more thoughtful comments from people that I can tell actually give a crap about me and the struggle that I'm going through with the family courts, et cetera, or I support you. Maybe bribe is a little bit too harsh of a word. I see where you're coming from, Caleb, and I see where they're coming from. And maybe that is, not the textbook definition of bribe. But at the same time, well, for one, I've talked about this before. I even asked the question, did she bribe me? Well, to me, looking back, it feels like a bribe. I, at the time, didn't feel it was a bribe. I didn't trust her at first. Never really fully trusted her, but I apparently made the mistake of trusting her enough, Michelle Smith that is, to actually call off my anti-Paxton campaign. Back when this conversation happened, again, if you're just joining, this is regarding my conversation that I posted, that I said that I would post if nothing happened, because nothing has happened other than Paxton getting in even more and more hot water. I posted the conversation because back in 2018, I just got in custody of Blaine, and my bank account was stolen December 2017. Paxton was up for re-election, and I had the hashtag push Paxton out in full force. And what I was going to do is drive from Odessa to Austin, about a 5-hour drive, and do like 1,000 push-ups on the steps of the Capitol in order to draw attention to what is the deadbeat Attorney General Ken Paxton. Long story short, she reached out to me, Michelle Smith, said basically, I'm his campaign manager. You're making my life really hard. What can I do to make this go away? I said, well, here it is. This is my life. Being screwed, I finally get some kind of relief in the family court, and Paxton's office absolutely will not update my file. Some people are reading into that because I did bring up my lawyer's name in there, Gavin Norris, and say, Caleb, maybe all the blame shouldn't be put on Paxton. Maybe some of the blame should be put on your lawyer. And I'm going to say, maybe you're right. I don't know. That sounds really harsh because I like Gavin. I like Gavin a lot. Gavin is a hell of an attorney. Without going into too much detail, I can't go into. Gavin, if you don't know, Gavin Norris is the attorney that helped me get primary custody of Blaine. And on July 21st, 2017. And for that, I will always be grateful. Always. Since then, we don't talk much. I consider Gavin a friend, but we don't, we're not like real close, but I'm not really close with anybody. Part of being an activist like I am is you get really lonely because the people that mostly normally would care about you really keep their distance, because I'm what a lot of them call toxic, because I do shit that most people don't do. And maybe I shouldn't have done some of the things that I did do as far as my activism. I really don't know. But the thing is, I'm in it this deep. I would have loved for none of this to have ever happened and just to be an average person doing my average life like everybody else. But if I give up now, they will eat me alive. Gavin is an excellent attorney. There's no doubt about it. I suspect there's something in play that I'm not aware of. I've noticed that people are either really, really, really cautious about what they know. Hush, turd dog. People are really, really cautious of what they say around me, or they're like, fuck yeah, Caleb, you're doing the stuff that we just can't do. And I don't mean that as in I'm some Billy Badass. I mean, I've already fucked my life up so bad being an activist that, okay, we've already got someone out there. Let's just feed him information. So I do have a lot of these little birds that feed me information. And it's appreciated. It really is. But at the same time, it is extremely frustrating going this long knowing that certain people in certain places probably do know some things that they just can't or absolutely will not tell me. Maybe it's they don't want the truth out, or maybe it's because somebody else in higher powers got dirt on them. I will say this one good thing to be in my shoes is there is no such thing as dirt on me. And I've said that for years, because there's not. Back in the day when I was even drinking a lot, if that would have come out at the time, yes, I kept that more or less private. I didn't keep it private that I would drink. If I wanted to go out and have a fucking drink, I'd just go have a drink. If I wanted to go to a liquor store and grab something, I'd just go in and grab it. It's not like I'm hiding anything. But I did somewhat hide the fact that I drank myself to sleep every night. I didn't really particularly care that got out. I mean, I didn't care for that to get out. But if it would have gotten out, I wouldn't have cared that much. But again, there's no such thing as dirt on me. I'm broke. I'm poor. I used to have a drinking problem. According to some, maybe I probably still do in certain ways, depending on how you define the word alcoholic. I'm not really sure. To me, calling someone like me an alcoholic is kind of absurd because, yes, I used to drink myself to sleep. But as of yet, right now, 9.5 weeks sober? The thought of drinking alcohol gags me. There's no way anybody could talk me into it. It just doesn't seem appealing. So how I can be an alcoholic, even though I don't drink, I'm not really sure. I assume it's different with a lot of people. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, there's no such thing as dirt on me. And that's part of the reason I just keep going. I'm brutally honest. It upsets a lot of people, including mostly my family. And when I say my family, I'm talking about my parents, who my dad and I don't talk anyway, so that's to be expected. But my mom, my sisters, certainly my cousins, nobody wants to talk to me. Nobody wants to be associated with me, especially while I'm down. Uh, I've had a lot of help over my journey since 2007 when I got divorced. It's it's kind of like sailing. In my case, I want to sail. I pick up from one island, I sail solo through all the shit, the muck, the everything. Get to another island. Oh, there's somebody there to help me. I get a little bit of help, get refurbished, boom, off on my own again for a period of time, and then I'll find somebody else that'll help me. And it's nice. I mean, I'm certainly thankful for the help, particularly people on my YouTube channel. I'm talking about people in my real life. It's tough because you start getting close to some people, and I was close to somebody my whole life, and once I'm like way out there as far as the things I say, the things I do, going to jail, etc., picking a fight with the most literally, arguably with the most powerful man in Texas, the deadbeat Attorney General Ken Paxton, and people like most don't tell me why they avoid me. They just avoid me. I can assume it's one of several things. Either they see what they perceive as through me and that all of a sudden I'm full of crap, or they're like, dude, Caleb, I agree with you, but you're just too far out there. I can't risk it. And I get that. Dadgum bug. I get that because I've got a lot of activist friends whom I am friends with them. I support, at least in theory, their activism. However, some of them are really, really radical, and I've got enough on my plate, and so I choose not to associate with them either on certain platforms, certain topics. So I get it why people would not necessarily want to be associated with me publicly because it could be potentially dangerous for them. I mean, everybody's seen the plenty of battle movies or TV series where you plan a strategy, you find out what your enemy loves and care about, and that's who you take hostage. I get it. I see why people distance themselves from me, and that's why I say this is a lonely road. It would have been so much easier had what happened to me and my kids not happened to me, for me to have kept my business. I'd be a millionaire more than likely by now, like my parents or, most of my family. But I'm not. But I also don't have any regrets. I, I made my mistake in choosing whom I was going to supposedly spend the rest of my life with, make a bunch of babies with, and come to find out I was dead wrong. And I've talked about that in some of my lives in the past couple of weeks about you cannot unring that bell. Once that bell is rung, I cannot put my kids back in the oven and start over. It is what it is. All I can do is the best I can and move on from there, take care of my kids the best I can. Another part about being lonely, speaking of lonely, is, I get it. Most of the people who are watching me want to see my kids. I get it. I totally get it. My kids, when it comes to how people react to me, they're no different than anybody else. They are big now. They've got their own adult minds. They've got things that they're interested in. And being their kid, depending on who they're around, I'm not privy to all their private lives, but I get it. It can be weird, for lack of a better term. I totally understand normal, regular people that aren't my family wanting to distance themselves from me, just like I understand my kids in certain capacities wanted to do the same. Because when you're in this kind of fight, there's a reason nobody wants to be associated with you, because people like me almost always get crushed. I've been crushed. Arguably, I am still crushed. And that's why, like I said, just in the title of this, I'm not interested in backing down. I can't at this point. They'll eat me alive. The powers that be would eat me smooth alive if I back down at this point. So, okay, for all the people that are just trolling, obviously don't have any of my moderators here, so I'm gonna have to do some of this myself. I'm gonna remove. It's so annoying. There it is. Just not listening to that crap. Anyways, it's lonely. I don't talk to the kids as much as I used to, and part of that, whether I would assume whether I was an activist or not, is just them flying the nest. I'm moving on to something that's different in my life. They're moving on to different parts of their lives as young adults, and I'm happy as I can be for all of them. So maybe this is just me being a big old whiny bitch bag, but if that's the case, then it is what it is. In other news, Ken Paxton is now either fired or 6 out of the 7 people who turned him in basically for being a crook have either been fired or have resigned or are on administrative leave. Ken Paxton has made it very clear in the recent days that he is not giving up, and as of today has announced that he will be seeking re-election 2022. That's very bold of Mr. Paxton, assuming he's going to be able to run from prison if he in fact goes to prison. There's an article that came out today from a guy about a guy named George P. Bush, who is the son of the former governor of Florida, Jeb Bush, who is the son of the former president, George Bush, who is the father of the other president, George W. Bush. George P. Bush is currently the railroad commissioner, I believe, of Texas. It's a title that it is an elected office. I don't think George P. Bush gives two shits about that office. It's just a stepping stone to get where he wants to be, which was what he announced today, that he is in fact interested in running for the Attorney General of Texas. I have made this abundantly clear. I do not care who becomes the next Attorney General of Texas, as long as it's not Ken Paxton. I don't think that the next person that gets in there, I don't have any expectations that person's going to do any better of a job. So if it is George P. Bush who runs in 2020 on the Republican, actually challenges Paxton, then hell yeah, I'm going to use that to my advantage. So back to the video that I posted, the conversation about Michelle Smith being the former campaign manager for Ken Paxton. Yes, I read most of your comments, and I somewhat agree with some of you. Maybe all the blame does not rest solely on him. Maybe at the time when my bank account was seized, it wasn't even on his radar. He probably didn't know who I was. I have no idea if he knows who I am to this day. I kind of have a feeling he probably does, but I don't know for a fact. But the thing about the current political climate in which we live, this is just another reason I don't really talk politics. It's because it's pointless. There are so many heads to the snake, particularly in the family court. That was one of the main things that the people who commented on yesterday's or last night's video was he was doing all that he could and only what he could. That's that's translation. He was just doing his job. Well, if your job is to be an immoral prick, then find a new job. People say, well, maybe it was your lawyer. And again, maybe it was. Maybe it was Gavin. Maybe somebody's got something on Gavin that I don't know about. I would love if you know anything, if got any insight, shoot me an email. Crankmycat@gmail.com. Oop, I forgot to put that in the description, but I get it that legislators are the people who write bills and pass laws, and Ken Paxton's only going by what is already on the books. He can't make the laws, he's just enforcing them because he's the top cop, being the attorney general. But I don't know about you, but have you ever really had any luck writing to your congressperson or calling your congressperson? The idea of that is just absurd to me. Maybe once upon a time when one member of Congress represented maybe 1,000 people, I could see how one person might know all 1,000 people in a certain geographical area and go represent them. But Congress people today have got hundreds of thousands, if not millions, just in their district alone. It's pointless. It's absolutely pointless, to me anyways, to try to write or call my congressperson. I've been talking about this for years. I've got hundreds of videos and hundreds of hours of talking about this. There's no way a congressperson's going to A, care, and B, even if they did care, take the time to listen to my entire story, because I can't sum my entire story up in just a single phone call. I mean, I testified at the Judiciary Committee thing a few weeks ago. I was in Austin, and yes, it was nice to be able to speak and talk to these head judges that are the head ramrods over all these other judges in Texas. But I was only given 3 minutes, just like everybody else. I can't explain everything in 3 minutes. It's nice that they hold stuff like that, but whether or not it actually does any good, I don't know. So my choice to go after Paxton was strategic. I keep getting left in the dark like a little mushroom for years, thinking, okay, I've done everything I'm supposed to. People say, quit bitching with your ex and filming everything. Go back to court. Well, I did that. Okay, I won in court. I got primary custody of Blaine. That's all I ever wanted. People say, well, what about the other kids? Why didn't you go for them? Okay, to answer that stupid question that I get from the detractors and the people who hate me is, I have never not one time said, I want custody of all my kids because they are totally unsafe if they're not with me. Never once have I said that, ever. My thing was, I've always wanted my kids to have a choice. Just give them the choice. Live with your mom? Great. Live with me? Great. Doesn't matter. Wherever you're happy, wherever you want to be. That's all I've ever wanted. I just lost my train of thought. Where was I going with that? I hate it when that happens. Oh yeah, happy sober October. I lost my train of thought, but oh well. Oh man. How is everybody? I'm going to read somebody else's comments. I keep trying these. Sometimes it's better with, and sometimes it's better without. Blake Gracia, $5. Breakout. A couple of tall, frosty, smooth, cold ones. Pure and cool as a mountain stream. Well, if that works for you, Blake Gracia, have at it, man. But this is sober October for me, which I've said in the past is going to be sober November, then sober 21, and then sober until the day I die, because I don't drink anymore. Like, for instance, I mentioned that I posted that video last night, and then I corrected it. It was actually early this morning. It's 1 o'clock in the morning for me, or maybe it's 2 in the morning. I don't remember. I stayed up way too late. Tried going to bed early, but there's breaking news with Paxton, and there's just some things I wanted to research, and so I started doing that. Stayed up late and thought, oh crap, tomorrow's going to be hell. Well, I slept about 3 or 4 hours, and then lo and behold, today I had the most glorious, alcohol free, completely sober 3 hour nap today. There's no way in hell, and when you reach my age, there's no way in hell I would trade alcohol for sleeping well. God is with you, my man, Walker Dalton. I hope so. God or goddess, I don't know. I'd like to think so. Light Wolf Productions, I'm doing well. I'm working on a short film right now. Code name is Project 19, gathering new clips from since January. I hope you're doing well, though, Caleb. Nice. Well, good luck, Light Wolf Productions. Good luck on your film or your documentary. Good for you. Gadarius Hatton, can you throw back? I assume you mean alcohol. I used to could. Nashara Walters, come to Canada. Nashara, I would love to, but Ken Paxton's office has got my account in Hawk, and I can't get my passport renewed, or I would. Shanna Jackson, okay, y'all talking to somebody else. Yeah, I'm not. If I hadn't brought up anything else about the kids, don't bother asking unless you're just being a troll, and that way you can get deleted, because I'm not talking about the kids anymore than I already am. I totally get it that people want to know more about my kids. I totally get it. I understand my audience. I know, but this is part of my activism, and why it is so lonely is because when you go to do this kind of activism in the family court, where your actions, however bold, even stupid as they may be, such as mine, involved other people like my kids, and it's literally fighting with one hand tied behind your back. Believe me, if I didn't give a crap about my kids, their privacy, their feelings, there's so much I could talk about that would make it make so much more sense to my audience here in the internet world. But that's not who I am, and therefore I'm just not going to talk. I can't. There's nothing else. I've gone to my limit, and even I have got limits on what I can say and talk about in that regarding that. Some guy told me that Mao Zedong was good. What an idiot! I don't know anything about that. Daniel Silva, Trump is the only good option. I disagree, but I don't want to get into politics. Personally, I'm more of a Joe Jorgensen type of person. I think she would have. She is on the ballot in all 50 states. If you hadn't voted and you care to. Boring T, we have permission to say it again. If he has not read it, I've been here for a month. Shadow, no, Nancy. Okay, y'all are talking to each other. Oops. Caleb S. Caleb Leverett is you wanna mod me because we think about modding me before I can get all the bad boys and girls out of here if you want. Maybe I'm still thinking about it. Michelle Barker, you need a good woman. LOL. Maybe I do. I don't know. Shanna Jackson, Caleb, do you know where Becca Blackwell and Miss Mary are because they didn't show up in the chat today? I don't know. I thought about that when I made my mods, the moderators. I don't want to bother them. They get notifications that I'm live, and if they're not busy and they want to come moderate, great. And if they don't, then if they're busy, they're busy. they know whether or not they have time, and I don't bug anybody. Blake Garcia, I voted for Joe Jorgensen. Hell yeah, nice. So she was on. Her name was on your ballot, Blake Garcia or Gracia. What state are you in? Not that it matters because Joe Jorgensen's name is on the ballot in all 50 states. The dislikes are his. Oh, okay, can't see. Shout out, please, Kevin687 Gaming High. Yeah, that. Please don't be obnoxious. I understand, but do what's right and go after pass. Boring T. Caleb, can you please make me a mod so I can remove the trollers because they know the drill? There is no mods here. I'm not trying to stress you one bit. I understand if no. Well, at the moment, I'm not making more moderators. And avoid Elijah Fowler, thanks, but I'm not sure. Okay, y'all talking to each other. Booba, see the pinned comment. I'm not talking about that any more than I already have. Like Garcia Caleb, I live in Tacoma, and Joe Jorgensen was on the Pierce County mail-in ballot. Nice. Tacoma, what was that, Washington? Forgive me for my ignorance. Karen Moss Bryan, geez, folks, trauma therapy would be way more helpful than a good woman. Okay, maybe so. Go after Paxton and Michelle Smith from Robert Easley. Well, that's what I'm doing. Paxton is the head of the snake. My beef really isn't directly with Michelle Smith at all, but Michelle Smith was the one that signed up to be Ken Paxton's campaign manager. Michelle Smith signed up to be Shelley Luther's campaign manager. My beef's not even with Shelley Luther. Shelley actually acknowledged me on Facebook and we talked a little bit, but she did fall short of answering just a simple question. Why did you hire Michelle Smith? Not that she owes me an answer. She might be thinking to herself, Caleb's Leverett, none of your fucking business. Go fuck yourself, Caleb. Maybe that's what she's saying. And she's got every right to. I would have thought it'd just been a pretty cut and dry question to answer. But if she didn't want to answer, she didn't have to. And again, my beef is not with Shelley Luther either at all. I really don't care. I don't live in her district. I really don't care if she wins or loses. I'm just following the money trail, and I'm going to put pressure on anybody that has anything to do with Ken Paxton that's trying to cover up for that prick. If I find out, maybe that's why people are like really scared to say anything around me, because they know I don't give a shit. I want some relief. I want my name cleared, and I don't know how else to get it other than to go for the head of the snake. And I'm going for Ken Paxton. Michelle Smith, as the old saying goes, if you can't stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen. Stay out of politics if it gets a little too raunchy. It's one thing if politicians go after each other and you happen to work for one or the other, but sometimes crazy asshole weirdos like me, activists, get involved and kind of muddy up the waters a little bit. So that's just part of it. And all I can say to that is tough shit. How has your day been, Caleb Leverett? Sorry this was asked already. It's going great, I guess. I mean, I'm sober still. I can't really complain other than being still dealing with the dicks in the family court. Royal Hydra. I just saw your 14-year-old Parker Stands Up video and saw how much your kids have grown. One of your videos said that you went to jail. The thing is, I don't know why. Could you explain? Sure. I went to jail for what you saw in the 14-year-old video. I was convicted on 6 counts in civil contempt of civil court, 6 counts of not being an asshole and kicking my son Parker out of my truck. Both that day that you saw the 14-year-old video, and every 2 weeks, Parker would ride with me. We'd pick up the littles on Friday. We'd have our fun over the weekend. Parker and all the littles rode with me. They would get out of the car, out of the truck, and Parker wouldn't. That happened 6 times. So for every time I didn't say, fuck you, son of mine, get your ass out of the car, go talk to your mother, and boot him out, I was convicted of being a good dad, and that is exactly why I went to jail. Hunter Prince. Hello, Mr. Leverett. Hello, Hunter Prince. Shadow, Biden is winning. Don't care. Doesn't matter to me. We are never alone, my friend. God promises us to never leave nor forsake us. From Barbie Coffee. Yeah, lots of people have made me lots of promises, and I've almost always been let down. That's one thing about people and gods. They just they tend to let you down. Just part of it. I'm not shitting on anyone's religion. I do appreciate when people tell me they're praying for me. I think that's very thoughtful, very kind. If for no other reason, they're taking time out of their day to say a prayer about safe passage for me. Why would I ever crap on that? I would never. I don't think it does any good, or else I wouldn't be in this situation 14 years after, or no, 13, almost 14 years after getting divorced, yet here I am. But Barbie, coffee, thank you very much. And Void. All right, I think I'm going to head out. It was nice chatting with you all, though. Have a good evening. And Void. Okay, y'all are talking to each other. That's so fucking stupid, Caleb. Wow. Shannon and Rob Thomason. That's so fucking stupid, Caleb. Wow. Okay, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Maybe you're right, though. Maybe I am fucking stupid. Kelly G, wishing you the best. You are a strong person. You got this. Thank you, Kelly G. I'm trying. Okay, XNA Studio. I just joined. What's going on? I'm just talking about my day. For those that are brand new that just found the Parker movies or the Parker videos, any live that I do, as soon as I'm done here, if you care to go watch, it'll be live on my channel within usually it used to take like an hour, but it only takes like 5 or 10 minutes now. It kind of depends on how long I go on rambling. Kevin 687 Gaming, did you vote for president? No, I did not. I did not vote for president. I'm not going to vote. If for no other reason, the Attorney General of Texas has made it abundantly clear that if you vote wrong, meaning you accidentally clicked the wrong box, or maybe your address isn't quite the same, or you moved and you're in the different precinct, and yada, 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 you get these pencil neck dickheads that work for this asshole and come in and they prosecute people and they put them in jail for prison for up to 8 years. And if you don't believe me, look up, what's her name? Maria. I did a video about 3 years ago. Paxton, she even voted for Paxton, and he put her in prison, convicted her, put her in prison for 8 years. She has since made bail about 9 months later, and nobody can find her. She's literally missing in action. MIA, can't find her. She was trying to do her civic duty. She'd been here, she was brought over here as a young child by her parents. She thought she was a naturalized citizen. And Paxton's going to crack down on this illegal voting. As far as I know, I've moved so many goddamn times. If I went and voted, more than likely I would make a mistake, because everybody makes mistakes on somewhere, something small. And if for no other reason, that's why I am not going to vote, because I don't want an easy conviction for that douchebag Ken Paxton to put me in prison. Caleb S. Caleb Leverett. Bye, mate. Have a good evening. Jason Reed, just spent the last 2 hours watching your videos. Hope all is well. It's getting better, slowly but surely. Hunter Prince, Mr. Leverett, I can't talk about that. That's inappropriate, and that's called gossiping. I'm not going to talk about the relationship my kids have with any other family member of theirs, and I get it. That's what people want to know. But if you're coming to hear gossip, you've come to the wrong channel, because that's not what I do. That's not my thing. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I don't have any room for gossipers in my life, and I'm trying to teach other people about things like that. Maybe just some people don't know. They just think, oh, well, he can just openly talk about it. I mean, he openly filmed him. Maybe he'll just openly talk about it, and that's simply not true. Born T, thank you. Lightfoot Productions. My family were one of the lucky ones in the family court. Still hard for all of us to adjust to a divorced life, but my mom and dad are still on good terms. Nice. That's the way it should be. Jonathan Upton, hey Caleb, I saw the famous Parker video of yours years ago, and after it got recommended to me once again, I binged a lot of the Parker videos. I think that you're an inspiration, and I'm pulling for you. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Check out the Blaine series next. It gets worse. Like, what was that? What's that guy's name? The oh wait, there's more. Billy, what's his name? Help me out here. Billy Mays. Cole Allen, Caleb Everett, who's your favorite football team? I don't have one, Cole. I have personal reasons for not liking football, and I can't go into those reasons because it involves individuals who are not here to defend themselves, and that would be gossiping as well. But I just don't watch football. I used to love it though. I used to love the Dallas Cowboys, like way back in the day, back when Tom Landry was their head coach. And I was reading one of the comments there. Randy White was number 54. He's my favorite football player of all time at the time. Shannon Jackson, Caleb, you're not fucking stupid. You're inspirational and the best person I know to make me believe that there is good people in the world. You're the best, Caleb, and happy Sober October. Thank you very much, Shanna. I always love seeing people like Shanna, people that come back, routinely, and even the ones who, I don't necessarily, you don't have to, say nice things about me. Even the ones who question me, it's nice to see the current people. Even old boring T, Caleb. If I were press, would you vote me? Huh? Cole Allen, Caleb Leverett, who's your favorite? Well, I'm way behind. Lake Garcia, why don't you reach out to your local Texas Libertarian Party? They'll hold your hands on how to cast vote in an accurate manner. Maybe I could. I am a libertarian. I know lots of libertarians, even within the Libertarian Party. It's just not my thing. One small vote's not going to be any big difference. I have other reasons why I don't. I've got other things to do. I think my time is mo better spent doing activism and teaching others how to survive the family court. It's just a personal preference. But I do understand why people do it, and I think it's great. People taking the time to, do their civic duty in that manner. On a national level, I think it's absolutely pointless. But local, I could see, some local elections at actually doing some good. I don't want to get too much into that, but Jay Quicken 607, why do you seem so irritated? Personal reasons, but most of it is just the fact that I've had custody of Blaine for 3 years now. I'm still, according to the state of Texas, a deadbeat, and it's daily a very frustrating thing to do. Marisol Penguin, you're so cute. Well, thank you, Marisol. Matt D, why wouldn't you run against Ken Paxton and change things for not only your situation, but others that might have been screwed over by Ken Paxton? That's a very good question, Matt. I've been asked why I don't run for Attorney General, and as cool as it sounds like it would be, I've never been a manager of people. I've not liked it, even in my professional life. I don't like managing people. I don't like telling people what to do. And if you're the top cop in the state of Texas, that's exactly what they'd be doing. Let's just say that there are other far more qualified people that would be a much better Attorney General for Texas. And I think my time would be better spent getting those type people in that position. As a voluntarist, I just assume none of these positions even exist, and we just went about our daily lives doing our thing. But that's not the world in which we live. There will always be, at least in my lifetime, an Attorney General of Texas. And if I'm going to be living here, I don't have any expectation that whoever takes his place is going to be any better. However, I can't go into it. My all I can say is in the future, whoever takes that spot eventually, um, they're far more qualified to do that, and I would be far more effective by not running against them, but um, shitting on Ken Paxton and raising up other individuals that would be available for that spot. Yes, let's see, 519 Forest Monk. Caleb, you are so handsome. Y'all got to quit that. Thank you. See, light. Damn it. What? Hydro Nebu sent £1.99. Keep up the good work, bro. You're so educational. Well, thank you, Hydro. Uh, I I hope I am. I'm. If I do give misinformation occasionally, I don't do it on purpose. I do occasionally. I've talked about this. I do occasionally misspeak. I hate it when I do it because I never catch it until like I go back and watch some of my old videos or something. Like, oh my god, I hope they understood what I meant because that's not what I meant. I don't want somebody quoting me later. Well, you said right here. Would you read this aloud in the open court, Mr. Leverett, exactly as you typed it? Oh Jesus Christ, yeah, that's happened before. Benjamin Haber, you're going to get put in timeout because I'm not talking about that. That's why you got to. I'm just, Jesus Christ. Look at the pinned comment. Blake Garcia, you're not managing, Caleb. You're guiding people to a balanced alternative. Maybe so. And forgive me, Blake, I don't know how long. It doesn't give me how long ago you sent that. I know I get way behind on comments. I just think that there are other people more qualified than I am. Particularly, it'd help a lot if you had a law degree to be the attorney general, and I do not have a law degree. Hard Knocks is about the highest degree that I've got. There are other people that are far more qualified that I would much rather spend my time lifting their names up and bring awareness to their names, and while also getting Ken Paxton's name and absolutely grinding it into the fucking ground, because that's what I'm going to keep doing. Hog Swamp Dweller, do you still live in your RV? I do not. Fortunately, I'm renting this little single-wide trailer house in Conroe out here on 7 acres. And yes, I am outside. It's so lovely, especially now that it's cooled off. Robert James, Caleb 2020. I don't think so. Wolf Gamer, hey Caleb, how has life been during quarantine? I try my best to move along as if it wasn't happening because it is just absolutely ridiculous. Shayla Fisher, where I'm not talking about that, bro. Okay, Jayla Fisher, please stop. I'm not talking about that. I'll just have to put you in timeout, I guess, if it happens anymore, because I've already talked about it till I'm blue in the face. Rachel Lemon, how's it going, Kay? It's going really well. I'm loving being sober. Shaddocks, any mosquitoes outside? I think so, but my skin, I think, smells like diesel too much from doing far too many diesel engine field jobs that I don't think they like me because I taste so sour to them, even though I'm just as sweet as I could possibly be. I used to joke with my kids if they asked for sugar in their tea, I'd just go, "That's sweet enough for you? Because I'm just so sweet, I'm made out of sugar." White Wolf Productions, Conroe. I have a relative in Conroe that's not too far away from where I lived when I lived in Texas. I like it here. I like it a lot here. It's a lot better than Odessa. It's not my ideal place, but the weather's totally different. People are a little different. I like it. Okay, I'm so far behind. Nat D, would you be willing to work with the next Attorney General on changing things to help other fathers from being screwed over by family court? Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, I have no say one way or the other, obviously, because I'm not a politician and I'm certainly not wealthy. But People like me who have an audience, live in Texas, have been fucked over by by the family court in the family court. I would really, really, really highly suggest that whoever takes Ken Paxton's place, pay attention to the little people like us, because we're the ones you are supposedly there to represent or to lead or to protect. Caleb Leverett, Caleb S. Hey, Caleb Leverett, someone needs to get these childish people out of here. Rachel Lemon, it made my day when you said my name. Okay. Trooper Law, what truck you drive and what's your favorite truck? My favorite truck I ever had was my Dodge Ram SRT 10 with the V10 Viper engine in it. My current truck is the same white truck that I had, not the one in the Parker video, but the one in the Blaine videos, all the Blaine videos. You can't really see them other than me sitting in it, or when I was there at Nick's Hospital, which, by the way, if y'all didn't know, Nick's Hospital has been shut down. They're bankrupt. Marisol Penguin, I love you. Jackie Casimir, Parker 2993. I don't know what that means. Caleb S., you're so funny, Caleb. LOL. Casey, damn it, why does it do that? It just jumps. Casey Haley, hey, Caleb. How you doing, bud? Here in the UK, if you don't vote, your vote goes to the majority who's winning. It's a joke. Oh, yeah. Rich assholes who ain't got a clue. Rich get richer, poor get poorer. Yeah, pretty much. Unfortunately, that's how it is. Trinity Bonilla, if you don't mind me asking, why can't we ask about your kids? Because I've talked about it until I'm blue in the face. I literally have it pinned up there. If you want to know the most detail that I can and will give about my kids, it's in a video that I made about 2 or 3 months ago. It's a live that I did titled How's Parker, How Are the Kids? And I don't have a link to it, but it's the exact wording is up there. And if I had to individually answer that same question I get every single time I get it, there's not enough hours in the rest of my life to individually answer that. And so I don't see the point in clogging up my feed and talking about the same thing, especially it's not fair to other people who come here that want to know other things that are going on in my life, my activism, what I'm trying to do as far as getting the deadbeat attorney general fired. And if I just kept repeating myself that same question, how's Parker, how are the kids, then people wouldn't come back. And I just don't think it's fair to anybody. Plus, what's the point in saying the same thing over and over? Shannon Rob Thompson, it's so quiet there. It is. Nicholas Sullivan, yo, Caleb. Stony C, hey, just dropping it real quick to give you props for being such a kick-ass dad. As a 17-year-old myself who had a shitty father my whole life, I'm glad I am to be like you as a good father, good man. Well, thank you, Stony. I'm sorry to hear about your dad. My dad wasn't around either. My parents are still married, but dad was always working, didn't have time for me. Awesome KM. I'll take some of your sugar, LOL. Okay. Jashayla Fisher, well, then I'll shut the fuck up. Okay. Not sure what that's in regards to. Caleb's right. They are annoying. Nicholas Sullivan, can I get a shout out? Jack Esmer, say yes, yes. Caleb. Shanna Jackson, want to bet they're underage. Maybe so. Courtney Crawford, I'm not talking about that. Okay. Boring T. Caleb, do you support LGBTQ? Of course I do. I'm not a fanatic about it. I'm not going to just drop everything and just go virtue signaling and talk about it 24/7. But obviously, I support all people, whatever their preference is. Doesn't mean I'm going to go kiss ass and just make that my whole channel about that. There's other people that do that, which is great. Just not my thing. But as far as them having equal rights, yeah, kind of like fathers and single mothers having equal rights, and black people having equal rights, and white people having equal rights, and I'm just all about equal rights for human beings. What people decide to do in their personal lives, as long as they're not harming anybody else, I don't care. Go be you, man. If that's your thing, go be you. Robert James, quit asking where he's at. That's a security breach. Lightfoot Productions, you ever visit Conroe's Incredible Pizza? Used to go there during the summers in my childhood. I haven't. I don't really go to town. Like if I go to town, it's just to run errands, pay bills, fill up, or go to the grocery store. I don't really know, other than my immediate neighborhood. I really don't know very much about Conroe. Um, I just I'm a hermit. I'm a big time hermit. Um, Nicholas Sullivan, can I get a shout out? Okay, Marty. The real Nina Ross 46. Hey, Mr. Caleb, just came through to show some Daytona love. It's your girl, greatest dad. Hashtag greatest dad. Well, thank you, the real Nina Ross 46. Shanna Jackson. Alexa Matt, please don't ask me about me. Yeah, I'm just not going to talk about it anymore. Lady Gaga exclamation. Favorite fast food restaurant? I don't eat a lot of fast food. As far as fast food goes, there's this place in Odessa, Texas called Taco Villa. Y'all don't have it unless you're in some major cities in Texas. Y'all don't have them anywhere else, pretty much the world. But Taco Villa. All my Odessa people know exactly what I'm talking about. USAF, whatever. Mito 189. Have you ever been in the Middle East or interesting to visit? I have not. I can't go anywhere. I'm paralyzed until the Office of the Attorney General Child Support Division makes me whole again. I cannot, and I'm not allowed to get my passport, and that is part of my activism, which is infuriating to me as to why I can't go anywhere. I did everything like they said to do. Go back to court, they said. Well, I did that. I got primary custody of Blaine. We agreed. No more back child support, no more current child support. You got one minor, I've got one minor. It equals out. It's all over with. They won't update it. To this day, 3 years later, they still won't update it. So, no, I've not been in the Middle East. I can't go anywhere. What about Bucky's? It's like a grocery store. DNT News 1. Who doesn't love Bucky's? Bucky's is awesome. I love Bucky's. Yeah, and there's something about Bucky's. I don't know why. I first found Bucky's probably 2010. I was still married to Samantha at the time. And we drove into a Bucky's. We stopped it because they're only here in more of the East Texas area. But we stopped in like 2 or 3 of them. And I looked at her, I said, have you ever noticed how many drop dead gorgeous women just walk everywhere at Bucky's? I don't know why. And she said, yeah, I know. They're everywhere. Yeah, I love Bucky's. First time I took the kids at Bucky's there just north of, right off, damn it, Gonzales, Texas, I believe, where the Palmetto State Park is. There's a Bucky's there. I think that was the first one I ever took the kids in. And Hayden came out of the bathroom. This was 6, 7 years ago or 8 years ago. Dad, oh my God, or maybe 6 years ago, you've got to go see these bathrooms. There's just like this gigantic, long, perfectly sterile line of urinals. He was so fascinated by it. Wolfgamer guys, yeah, stop asking. I'm not going to talk about it. Well, kids, we're coming up on the 1 hour mark. Probably going to call it quits. Kind of a little chilly and breezy out here all of a sudden. I went to one in the Galveston. Oh, the Bucky's. Yeah. Galveston's got a Bucky's? I didn't know that. I've been to Galveston lots of times. Okay, yo, I'm back for young Zane. I'm doing well. Happy Rosh Hashanah. Kisk Kujon. Happy Rosh Hashanah. I forgive my ignorance. I've heard of the name. I just don't know what it is. I know it's some kind of religious holiday. If that's your thing, man, happy Rosh Hashanah to you. USAF, I am a 10. A 10? An A10? Like an A10 Warthog? United States Air Force? I don't know a whole lot about planes. When I was a kid, I loved the A-10 Warthog. They're just so cool. I actually saw one in person at the air show there in Midland one time. Good night, Caleb, Shannon, Rob Thomason. Good night. Whataburger or In-N-Out Burger. Okay. Yeah, I've eaten both of those. Caleb, what's your favorite holiday to celebrate, Caleb? I don't really do holidays anymore. In the old days, it was Independence Day, firecrackers. That was a big deal to me. But holidays, after what the kids and I went through, they just don't mean anything. They don't mean much to me anymore. Not even birthdays. Amy Anderson, I meant Parker. Life when you started on the previous post. Sorry. I hope the Attorney General loses his spot. I do too. Watched your live that day. Hope the best for you. Well, thank you, Amy. Thank you very much. Fyong Zhang, is this stream ending? Because I just got here. Yeah, usually once I reach the 1 hour, my battery, surprisingly, my battery's only at half. Usually it's about a third once I've been in this for an hour, but usually once I reach the 1 hour mark, I've pretty much talked about everything I care to talk about and just wanted to, I like at the end just talking with people. Elite, you're the best man. You're the best, really, man. Well, thank you. Squidward's Jewel, Josie, I have a crush on you. Ooh, Josie and Squidward. Every time I hear that word, the name Josie, I think of Josie Pye off of Anne of Green Gables. Any Anne of Green Gables fans here? Anybody? I know that's not real popular with middle-aged white men in their 40s, but I love Anne of Green Gables. Love it. Hey, Caleb, what did I miss? I just got in. Nevia Miles. We're just talking about the same old, man. Elite, you're the best. You're so cool. How's Parker? Parker's great. Good night, Caleb. DTN. Stony C. Well, I'm a head out now. Take care, and thanks for the channel. It taught me a lot about being a good father, what it should be. Nice. Well, thank you, Stony. If I'm not mistaken, you're the 17-year-old. Stay childless for a while, if not forever. You can live a perfectly happy life your entire life not being a parent. You don't have to be a parent in order to live a good life, especially young people. If you're going to have a child, at least wait until your late 20s, early 30s, at least. United States Air Force, you just annoy me. I'm so sorry. You're the one that came here. And now I'm a creep. Okay. Neva Kiwi, you're an amazing father. Love all your videos. Thank you very much. Caleb, send some heat to Seattle. Y'all freezing up there? I've heard the big cold front came in. But it's just now starting to get here. It's only mildly cool. It's certainly not cold. Caleb, I wasn't talking to you. Okay, good deal, USAF. He's talking to me because I'm gay. Oh, that's okay. Sutman, Bullets, YT. Oh, thank you. Okay. All right, good deal, kids. Well, we have officially gone over the 1 hour mark, and my left knee's kind of bugging me. I don't know why, but I appreciate everybody tuning in. Nathan Royer, $4.99. Have a good afternoon. Well, it's very late. Well, it's more like it's late evening here. I'm not sure where you're at, but I plan on it. Love your channel. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for helping me pass the time doing schoolwork, Jonathan Hilling. Well, you're more than welcome. Matt D, I had a vasectomy at 21. I'm 41. I had my son after he was born. I don't regret it. Best decision of my life. Hell yeah, Matt D. Brother, right here. Vasectomy was the best surgery I've ever had. Vasectomy reversal is awful. Don't do it. It is, oh my God, it's so much more painful. Getting them cut, that was nothing. It's like a kick in the nuts. It's painful, but it's not that big a deal. Don't ever get them sewed back together. Thank the gods it didn't hold up, because I would not want little 5-year-old me running around right now at age 43. Can't believe your son's 21. Not worth it. All right, kids, I am going to go. It's been a pleasure and delight. Y'all take care, and I'll be back. It won't be too long. A couple, 3-4 days, something like that. Oh, I'm going out of town this weekend. Well, I'm actually going to several places. I don't know when I'm going to be back. I was going to be back Sunday, but it's looking like I'll be out of town. But wherever I may be, I'll try to go live there and just talk about what I'm doing. So, let's see, today's Monday, not leaving until Thursday. I might go live one more time. I'm not sure. I kind of doubt it, but I might. So, anyway, y'all take care. Bye. Remember, do not hit your cheer-ins.